There is a place of fullness, a place of fulfillment in God, where everything He is will be expressed in you. As the scripture says, as to this salvation, the prophets who prophesied of the grace that would come to you made careful search and inquiry, seeking to know what person or time the Spirit of Christ within them was indicating as He predicted the sufferings of Christ and the glories to follow. It was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves but you in these things which now have been announced to you, through those who preach the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven, things into which angels long to look. The prophets of old were men who could understand the significance of what they were seeing and saying. They were men who could see beyond themselves and into eternity. Joel was not primarily concerned with locusts and seasonal rains. There was something beyond his own time and space. He saw something for us. And what they saw were the manifest presence of God living in our lives. In this book that I've written, His Manifest Presence, we will see the power of David's tabernacle, the power of Solomon's temple, and the deep desire the Lord has to express His life through us. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go to a segment where I talk about His manifest presence, and then I'll be back. For a long time, years ago, I was a guy who thought I was a heretic. Now you'll understand why in a minute. I did all the right things. Did everything everybody told me to do. Went to church, taught Sunday school, then I preached, gave a tithe, gave above the tithe, told everybody about Jesus, did everything I was supposed to do, but my life was still empty. And I thought, you know what? I thought my life as a Christian was supposed to be fulfilling. I thought I was supposed to be overflowing with joy. My life was supposed to be full of glory, but it wasn't. And I began to seek the Lord, and I prayed, and I said, Lord, please don't get upset with me, but there's got to be more than this. I looked out over the landscape of church life, looked over my friends, looked over everything that was going on in Christianity, and I said, Lord, if this is what you died for, I wonder if you wasted your time, because this just isn't it. And I began a search to find out what I was missing. This was, believe it or not, 1985. I was looking for something more. And over the course of a few years, I began to understand a little bit about the most holy place. And I began to understand a little bit that God wanted more from me than just my service. He wanted more than my money. He wanted more than my words. He wanted me to be much more than just a number on a Sunday morning. But He wanted me. He wanted my heart. He wanted fellowship, a relationship. And as I began to experience this fellowship and relationship, something remarkable happened. I started to sense the presence of the Lord. Now, we all know that God is everywhere. We know His omnipresence, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about His manifest presence. His omnipresence is the intellectual acceptance of the fact that God is everywhere. But His manifest presence is different. His manifest presence is not something that you just know intellectually. His manifest presence is when the very presence of God somehow slips through another dimension and touches one or more of your five senses. You know He is here because you either feel Him, sense Him, hear Him, can touch Him. One way or another, your five senses confirm that God is present. It's where the omnipresence becomes the manifest presence. So it's no longer, I know God is here because the manifest presence of God, a place of comfort, a place of peace. a place where we sense his presence and know his nearness and experience his miracle working power every day. You need to order his manifest presence. It's available on the website on the screen and the telephone number on the screen. It's also available at your favorite online book source and at your favorite bookstore. Order his manifest presence today. Do it before you forget. Thanks.